What if Harry Potter had listened to the Sorting Hat? What if, in that crucial moment under the dusty old hat, when it whispered Slytherin into his ear, Harry hadn't pushed back? What if he hadn't begged, "Not Slytherin, not Slytherin"? It's literally one sentence, one moment of resistance, but it could have changed everything. Not Slytherin, eh? Are you sure? You could be great, you know. It's all here in your head. And Slytherin will help you on the way to greatness, no doubt about that. But Harry says no. He thinks of Draco, of Hagrid's warning about dark wizards, and he resists. The hat honors his choice and shouts, "Gryffindor!" But what if he hadn't? What if Harry had just let it happen? See, this feels like it should be a simple swap, right? Same Harry, different house colors. But as soon as you start pulling on this thread, the entire tapestry of the wizarding world unravels in the most fascinating ways. Because this isn't just about where Harry sleeps at night. This changes his friends, his enemies, his entire identity. And ultimately, whether Voldemort wins or loses, would Harry have become a dark wizard? Would he have joined Voldemort? Would he have even survived first year? Or would he have become something entirely different? A Slytherin hero who changed the house from the inside. And here's what makes this scenario so wild. The Sorting Hat wasn't wrong. Harry absolutely has Slytherin qualities. Cunning, resourcefulness, determination, ambition, they're all there. The Hat saw them. We see them throughout the series. So what happens when you put those qualities in an environment that actually nurtures them? Today we're walking through every year, every decision, every friendship and rivalry that would have been different if Harry Potter had been sorted into Slytherin. And trust me, by the end of this, you're going to see the entire series in a completely different light. Not Slytherin, not Slytherin. Maybe Slytherin, Potter. Maybe Slytherin. Let's set the scene. It's September 1st, 1991. Harry's sitting on that stool, the Sorting Hat on his head, and it's having the exact same internal debate. It sees his courage, sure, but it also sees that cunning mind, that deep desire to prove himself. And yes, that connection to Voldemort that makes Slytherin seem almost inevitable. But this time, when the Hat suggests Slytherin, Harry doesn't fight it. Maybe he's too overwhelmed to argue. Maybe he's thinking about what the Hat said about greatness. Maybe he's just exhausted from everything that's happened in the last 48 hours and doesn't have the energy to resist. Or maybe Hagrid, and this is important, maybe he remembers that Hagrid also told him there's not a single witch or wizard who went bad who wasn't in Slytherin. Not a single one. And maybe Harry thinks, well, I'm not going to go bad, so I guess I'll be the first good one. See, that's very Harry. Stubborn, determined to prove people wrong, determined to be different. And that mindset? That's actually perfect for what's about to happen. So the Hat shouts, "Slytherin!" And the entire Great Hall goes silent. Because remember, everyone knows who Harry Potter is. The boy who lived. The kid who defeated Voldemort. The most famous wizard in their world. And he just got sorted into the house that produced the very dark wizard he defeated. The Slytherin table doesn't know whether to cheer or stay silent. Do they want him? Is this a trick? Is this an insult? The boy who defeated their ideology now forced to sit with them? Finally, someone starts a slow clap. Probably Draco, because of course it is. He's probably thinking, see? Even Potter knows Slytherin is the best house. The rest of the table joins in, but it's awkward. It's tentative. Nobody quite knows what this means yet. Harry walks to the Slytherin table and sits down. And the first person to sit next to him is Draco Malfoy. Potter, guess you're not as dumb as you looked on the train? And here's where everything starts to diverge, because that interaction on the train, the one where Draco offers his friendship and Harry rejects him, that's still fresh. Draco's ego is still bruised. But now they're in the same house, and Draco has a choice. Hold a grudge or try again. And here's the thing about Draco. He's ambitious. He wants to be close to power. And Harry Potter is power. So Draco tries again. Look, we got off on the wrong foot. Fresh start? Harry looks at this kid who insulted Hagrid, who judged people based on their family, who seems like everything Harry doesn't want to be. But he also looks around the table and realizes, these are his housemates now. These are the people he's going to be living with for the next 7 years. Harry's many things, but he's practical, so he nods. Fresh start, he doesn't shake Draco's hand. Not yet, but it's something. And just like that, the entire social landscape of Hogwarts has shifted. That first night in the Slytherin common room is awkward. The common room is under the lake, all green and silver, cold stone and dark water visible through the windows. It's beautiful in a stark way, but it's not warm. It's not welcoming, and Harry's very aware that he doesn't belong here. The older students are watching him, some with curiosity, some with suspicion, some with barely concealed hostility, because here's the thing. Harry defeated Voldemort, and while the rest of the wizarding world celebrates that, a lot of Slytherin families, their parents were Death Eaters. Their families supported Voldemort. To them, Harry isn't a hero. He's the reason their parents went to Azkaban, or went into hiding, or had to pretend they were under the Imperious curse. But he's also the boy who lived. He's famous. He's powerful. And in Slytherin, power demands respect. A seventh year approaches. Marcus Flint, Quidditch captain. All intimidation. Potter, you think you're special because you've got a scar? The room goes quiet. This is a test. This is Slytherin hierarchy asserting itself. Harry looks up at him. And here's where we see that Slytherin cunning the hat saw. No, I think I'm special because I survived a killing curse. The scar's just a souvenir. It's bold. It's confident. It's the kind of answer that in Gryffindor would get you in a fight, but in Slytherin, it gets you respect, because Harry's not backing down, but he's also not being stupidly aggressive. He's stating a fact. Flint smirks. Watch yourself, first year. He walks away. Test passed. Draco's impressed. Harry shrugs. He's learning already. Slytherin isn't about being nice. It's about being smart. The first years are shown to their dormitory. Harry's sharing with Draco, Theodore Nott, Blaise Zabini, and Gregory Goyle. Vincent Crabbe is in there too, but honestly, he's more furniture than person. That night, lying in bed, Harry thinks about Ron, the kid from the train who shared his candy, who seemed genuinely kind, who's now in Gryffindor. He thinks about how Ron's probably making friends right now, probably laughing with his roommates, probably not lying awake wondering if he made a terrible mistake. And Harry wonders, did he make the right choice? Well, not really a choice, was it? He just didn't resist. But still, he falls asleep to the sound of water moving outside the window and the quiet breathing of boys who don't trust him yet. Year 1, navigating the snake pit. The next morning, Harry learns very quickly that being in Slytherin means everyone has an opinion about you. At breakfast, the other houses stare, Gryffindor especially. Because remember, Ron told his brothers about Harry, and now the Weasleys are confused. Fred and George keep looking over, trying to figure out if this is some kind of long con. Ron looks betrayed, like Harry chose Slytherin specifically to reject him. And maybe that's a bit dramatic, but Ron's 11, and his new friend just ended up in the evil house. Hermione Granger, sitting at the Gryffindor table, looks fascinated. She's probably already analyzing the psychological implications of the boy who lived being sorted into the same house as you-know-who. But here's what's interesting. Harry's not sitting with Draco at breakfast. He's sitting with Theodore Nott, who's quiet, and actually seems to prefer books to people. They have a decent conversation about potions class, which they have first. Because here's the thing about Slytherin Harry that's different from Gryffindor Harry. He has to be more strategic about friendships. In Gryffindor, you can just be yourself, and people either like you or they don't. In Slytherin, every friendship is a potential alliance or liability. Theodore is safe. He's smart, he keeps to himself, and his father, while definitely a Death Eater sympathizer, is subtle about it. Theodore himself doesn't seem to care much about blood politics, which makes him unusual in Slytherin. Draco, on the other hand, is loud. He's connected. He's everything Harry would be expected to ally with, which means Harry's strategically not. Because if Harry immediately latches on to Draco, everyone will assume Harry's just another pure-blood supremacist in the making. But if Harry makes friends across the social spectrum of Slytherin, he controls his own narrative. See? Cunning. Potions with Snape. A very different, dynamic first potions class. Slytherin and Gryffindor, which means Harry and Ron are on opposite sides of the room. Snape sweeps in, dramatic as always, and gives his speech about the subtle science and exact art of potion making. And then he looks at Harry. And this is where things get really interesting. Because in canon, Snape sees Harry and sees James. He sees the boy who represents everything he lost, Lily's love, his school-age humiliation, the life he could have had, and he hates him for it. But Slytherin Harry, that's different. Snape looks at Harry Potter, sitting in his house, wearing green and silver, and his expression is complicated. Because Harry's in Lily's son is in Slytherin. Lily's son, who has her eyes, is sitting where young Severus Snape once sat. Potter, our new celebrity. The Slytherins smirk. The Gryffindors tense. This is it. The famous Snape takedown of Harry Potter. Tell me, Potter, what would I get if I added powdered root of asphodel to an infusion of wormwood? Harry, who obviously hasn't read the textbook yet because he's 11 and just found out he was a wizard 5 weeks ago, doesn't know. I don't know, sir. Snape's expression flickers. In canon, this is where he twists the knife. But Harry said, sir, Harry's in his house. Harry's not being arrogant. 5 points from Slytherin for being unprepared. Read chapter 3 for next class. He moves on. 5 points. That's it. Not the humiliating public destruction he gives Gryffindor Harry. Just a standard do your homework professor response. The Slytherins are shocked. The Gryffindors are shocked. Harry's shocked. After class, Draco catches up with Harry. That was weird. Snape never goes easy on anyone. That was going easy, Potter? He once took 50 points from a 7th year for breathing too loudly during an exam. 5 points is basically a love tap. Harry files this information away. Snape is complicated, and being in Slytherin means he has to figure out how to navigate that complication. The Ron situation, Harry's been at Hogwarts for 2 weeks, and he hasn't spoken to Ron since the sorting. It's not intentional, exactly. It's just that they're in different houses, different classes, except for some shared ones, and different social circles. But Harry misses him. He misses the easy friendship they had on the train, the lack of politics and positioning. So one day after Charms, Harry waits for Ron. Hey, Ron looks surprised, then defensive. What do you want? I wanted to see how you're doing. Why? So you can report back to Malfoy about the poor Weasley? Ouch. No. Because we were friends on the train and I thought maybe we still could be. Ron's torn. You can see it on his face. Because he likes Harry. He really does. But his brothers have been telling him all about Slytherin, about how they're all dark wizards in training, about how Harry must have gone dark. My brothers say I shouldn't trust you. Do you always do what your brothers say? Ron grins despite himself. Never. And just like that, they're talking again. Not best friends. Not yet, maybe not ever in the same way as canon. But friends. Tentative, cross-house, politically complicated friends. Draco, of course, hates it. Potter, why are you wasting time with Weasley? Because he's nice? He's a blood traitor from a family of blood traitors. And here's where Harry draws his first real line in the sand. Don't call him that. What? Ron, don't call him that. I don't care what his family believes. He's been decent to me, and I'm not going to trash him just because you think I should. Draco's face goes through several expressions. Anger, confusion, and then calculation. Fine, but don't expect me to be friends with him. I don't. I expect you to leave him alone. It's a power play. Harry's asserting himself in the Slytherin hierarchy. He's saying, I make my own choices. And weirdly, it works. Because Draco respects power, and Harry just showed he has it. Their friendship, if you can call it that, shifts. It's less Draco leading and Harry following, and more 2 equals figuring out how to coexist. Hermione Granger and the Slytherin problem. Here's another complication. Hermione Granger. In canon, Harry and Ron find Hermione insufferable until the troll incident. But in this timeline, Harry's in Slytherin, which means his relationship with Hermione starts very differently. They have transfiguration together, and Hermione's being, well, Hermione. Hand always up, answering every question, correcting other students. McGonagall loves her. The Gryffindors are annoyed by her. And the Slytherins hate her, because she's Muggle-born, and she's better than them. And in Slytherin, that's unacceptable. Pansy Parkinson is particularly nasty. Honestly, I don't know why they even let mudbloods into Hogwarts. Harry's heard this word thrown around. He knows it's bad. And something in him, maybe it's his Aunt Petunia's cruelty, maybe it's just basic human decency, makes him angry. Don't say that. The Slytherins around him go quiet. Pansy smirks. Why, Potter? Going to defend the mudblood? I'm going to defend people not being jerks. And you're being a jerk. It's not eloquent, but it's honest. Professor McGonagall, who's been watching this exchange, awards 10 points to Slytherin for standing up for a fellow student. The Slytherins are baffled. Points? For defending a Muggle-born? But Hermione looks at Harry with surprise and something like gratitude. After class, she approaches him. Thank you. You didn't have to do that. Yeah, I did. She was being horrible. But you're in Slytherin. Aren't you supposed to... Supposed to what? Be a jerk because of what house I'm in? That seems like a terrible way to live. Hermione smiles. It's tentative, but it's real. You're not what I expected, Harry Potter. Yeah, well, I'm not what I expected either. And that's how Harry makes his second cross-house friend. The Slytherin who defends Muggleborns. The boy who lived who refuses to play by the expected rules. The older Slytherins don't like it. They don't like it at all. The Halloween troll, Slytherin edition, Halloween arrives, and with it, drama. Because here's the thing, Hermione still ends up crying in the bathroom. But this time, it's not because Ron was mean to her. It's because a group of Slytherin girls were absolutely brutal about her being Muggle-born. And Harry's earlier defense just made them target her more. She's in the bathroom crying when the troll gets let in. The feast happens. Quirrell screams about the troll. Panic ensues. Dumbledore sends everyone to their common rooms. Harry's moving with the Slytherin crowd when he overhears Parvati Patil telling her friend that Hermione's in the bathroom and doesn't know about the troll. In canon, Harry and Ron immediately run to save her, but Ron's in Gryffindor right now, moving with his house, and Harry's in Slytherin. And here's where we see that despite the house difference, Harry's still Harry. He doesn't think. He just moves. Harry, where are you going? Theodore calls. Bathroom. Hermione doesn't know about the troll. He runs. And after a moment, Theodore runs after him. And after Theodore, surprisingly, so does Draco, because Draco's not brave, but he is fiercely loyal to people he considers his allies, and Harry's become that. They reach the bathroom. The troll is there. Hermione is terrified, and 3 first-year Slytherins have to figure out how to take down a 12-foot mountain troll. Theodore's smart. He starts vanishing pieces of the floor to make the troll unstable. Draco, in a moment of surprising quick thinking, uses Wingardium Leviosa to lift a sink and drop it on the troll's head. And Harry, because he's Harry, rams directly into the troll's legs to knock it over. It's chaotic, it's terrifying, and it barely works. But it works. The professors arrive, McGonagall, Snape, and Quirrell, to find 3 Slytherins and 1 Gryffindor standing over an unconscious troll. McGonagall is shocked. Mr. Pitcher, Potter, Mr. Malfoy, Mr. Not, what were you thinking? Harry speaks up. Hermione was in danger, Professor. We couldn't just leave her. Snape's looking at Harry with an expression that's impossible to read. Is it pride? Confusion? A mix of both? 5 points will be taken from each of you for being dangerously foolish. However, 20 points will be awarded to each of you for sheer dumb luck. Now get back to your dormitories. As they walk back, Hermione catches Harry's sleeve. Thank you. All of you. Draco shrugs, trying to act like it's no big deal. Theodore nods quietly. And Harry smiles. What are friends for? And that's it. That's the moment. The Golden Trio is now the complicated quartet? The Cross-House Alliance? Whatever it is, it's formed. Hermione Granger, Muggle-born Gryffindor. Theodore Nott, quiet Slytherin. Draco Malfoy, pure-blood supremacist in training. And Harry Potter, the Slytherin who doesn't act like one. This is going to be interesting. QIDD and Quirrell. Harry still gets on the Quidditch team, because McGonagall, despite her house loyalty, is fair enough to recognize talent when she sees it. But now instead of playing for Gryffindor, he's Slytherin's seeker, which means he's playing against Ron, who still makes keeper for Gryffindor. And the house dynamics are all weird. The Slytherins are thrilled to have the famous Harry Potter on their team. The Gryffindors feel betrayed. Their boy who lived is scoring points for the Snakes. The first match is Slytherin versus Gryffindor, and Harry's broom still gets jinxed by Quirrell, because Quirrell's still trying to kill Harry, regardless of house colors. But here's where it's different. Hermione's watching from the Gryffindor stands, but she sees the broom acting weird. She looks around for the source, sees Snape muttering, and assumes he's jinxing it. In canon, she sets Snape's robes on fire. But now she's conflicted because Harry's in Slytherin, and Snape is Harry's head of house. And would Snape really hurt his own student? But the broom is bucking, and Harry's in danger, so she does it anyway. Snape lurches forward, breaking Quirrell's concentration, because Snape was actually muttering a counter curse, but Hermione doesn't know that. and Harry regains control. He catches the snitch. Slytherin wins. The Slytherin section goes wild, and Harry Potter, Slytherin Seeker, just scored the winning points against Gryffindor House. Ron's devastated, not because they lost, well, okay, partly because they lost, but because Harry was the one who beat them. His friend, his almost friend, is its complicated friend. After the match, Harry finds Ron. Good game. Ron's quiet for a moment. Then, it's strained, but it's something. That night, Harry, Hermione, and Theodore, Draco was uninvited because he's too loud, investigate the broom incident. They still end up finding Fluffy, still figure out someone's trying to steal something. But when Hermione suggests telling a professor, Harry hesitates. Maybe we should handle this ourselves. Harry, that's incredibly Slytherin of you. Yeah, well, I am in Slytherin, Theodore nods. He's right. If we tell a professor, they'll either handle it and we'll never know what was really happening, or they won't believe us at all. Better to investigate first, present evidence second, and that's the key difference. Gryffindor Harry rushes in. Slytherin Harry investigates first. Christmas and the Mirror of Eris. Christmas arrives. Harry still gets the invisibility cloak. The note still says it was his father's. And Harry still wants to explore. But this time, when he explores, he takes Theodore with him. Because Theodore's been teaching Harry about Hogwarts history, and Harry trusts him. They find the Mirror of Erised. Theodore looks in and sees himself as head boy, surrounded by books, respected and successful. It's a nice future, achievable even. Harry looks in and sees himself with his parents. But there's something else. He's wearing green robes, and his parents look proud. In the mirror, they're proud of him being in Slytherin. It hits Harry hard, because in real life, he doesn't know if they would be. Would they understand? Would they be disappointed? Would they think he chose wrong? Dumbledore appears, as he does. Back again, Harry? And you've brought a friend. Theodore immediately straightens. Headmaster, we didn't mean to explore your school. Quite all right, Mr. Knott, though I would suggest you both return to bed. The castle is cold at night. Harry looks at Dumbledore. Sir, what do you see in the mirror? Dumbledore smiles that enigmatic smile. I see myself holding a pair of thick woolen socks. One can never have enough socks. It's clearly a lie, but Harry doesn't push. As they walk back, Theodore asks, What did you see? My parents. Were they proud of you? In the mirror? Yeah, then that's what matters. And Harry realizes Theodore's right. The mirror shows desires, not reality. But the desire to make his parents proud? That's real. And that desire works regardless of house colors. The stone. Planning and execution. The year progresses. Exams loom. And Harry, Hermione, Theodore, and occasionally Draco, when he can be useful, keep investigating the third-floor corridor. They figure out it's the Philosopher's Stone. Hermione researches in the library. Theodore uses his Slytherin connections to get information from older students, and Harry uses his invisibility cloak to scout. It's strategic. It's planned. It's very Slytherin. When they realize someone's going to steal it soon, Harry doesn't immediately rush to Dumbledore. Instead, he gathers evidence. He maps out the protections. He plans. Okay, so we have Devil's Snare. Hermione, that's you. We have flying keys. I can get those. We have the chess game. Theodore, you play, right? Well enough. And then there's probably something else after that. We need to be ready for anything, Hermione protests. Harry, we should tell a professor. We tried that. McGonagall didn't believe us about the stone being in danger. So we're just going to, what? Save it ourselves? Why not? We're capable, we're smart, and we're the only ones who know what's really happening. It's classic Slytherin logic. Work within the system when you can, work around it when you must. They go through the trapdoor, past Fluffy. Hermione remembered Hagrid's comment about music. Through the Devil's Snare, Hermione's memorized half the herbology textbook. Harry catches the key. And then the chess game. Theodore's good, but he's not Ron good, because Ron has that strategic, instinctive understanding of the game that comes from years of poverty-driven practice. Theodore plays well, but it's book-learned, not intuition. They're losing. And then, from the doorway, oh, for Merlin's sake, move your rook to e4. Ron, he followed them. Because despite everything, Ron's been watching Harry all year, and he knows when Harry's planning something stupid. Ron, what are you saving your necks apparently. Now move the rook. Theodore moves the rook. The game shifts. Ron calls out moves. Theodore executes them. And slowly, impossibly, they start to win. But winning requires sacrifice. A piece has to be taken. Harry volunteers. Ron protests. But Harry's decided. I'm the seeker. I'm good at dangerous situations. Plus, if anyone's going to face whatever's on the other side, it should be me. I'm the one Voldemort wants. He's not wrong. The chess piece takes Harry's knight. It's brutal. Harry goes down. Ron and Theodore look at each other. Gryffindor and Slytherin, united in worry for their friend. We need to keep going, Theodore says quietly. Ron nods. But when they get to the next room with the potions and the riddle, Hermione's the only one who can solve it. And there's only enough potion for one to go forward. Harry needs to be the one to go, Hermione says. It's his destiny or whatever Dumbledore is always going on about. They wake Harry up. He's bruised but alive. Hermione explains the potion situation. Harry drinks the potion and goes through. And there's Quirrell. The Quirrell confrontation. Slytherin approach. The confrontation with Quirrell plays out differently with a Slytherin Harry. Because Gryffindor Harry is brave and defiant. He argues with Voldemort, stalls, and eventually wins through his mother's protection. But Slytherin Harry? He's been trained all year to think strategically. Professor Quirrell, I wondered if it was you. Quirrell turns. Potter. Of course, they sent you. The famous Harry Potter. Actually, nobody sent me. I came on my own. With friends. You have no friends, Potter. Slytherins don't have friends. They have alliances. Maybe that's true for you, but I'm different. The mirror shows Harry the stone in his pocket. Same as canon. But Harry's approach is different. You want the stone? Take it. I don't care about eternal life or gold. I just don't want you to have it. Then I'll have to take it from you. Quirrell lunges. Harry dodges. Because being Slytherin Seeker means he's learned to be even quicker. And when Quirrell grabs him, his hand burns. The same protection. The same result. Love protecting Harry from Voldemort. But as Quirrell dissolves, as Voldemort's spirit flees, Harry hears a whisper. You would have been great in Slytherin, Harry. Think of what you could have achieved with me. We still can, you know. Together. And Harry, bleeding and exhausted, says, I am great in Slytherin. Without you. Boom. Character moment. He passes out. Dumbledore shows up. The stone is safe. The hospital wing in the aftermath. Harry wakes in the hospital wing. Ron, Hermione, and Theodore are there. Even Draco visited apparently, though he left before Harry woke up, because emotions are uncomfortable. Dumbledore comes to chat. Harry, I trust you know by now what happened. Yeah, Quirrell had Voldemort on the back of his head, which is disgusting. And they wanted the stone, and my mom's love protected me. Classic Tuesday. Dumbledore's eyes twinkle. You've adjusted well to Slytherin, I see. Sir, can I ask you something? Of course. Why did you seem surprised when I was sorted into Slytherin? Dumbledore sits. Because I, like many others, made assumptions about you based on your parents. Your father was Gryffindor. Your mother was Gryffindor. I expected you to follow, but the Sorting Hat is wiser than any of us. It saw qualities in you that perhaps I overlooked. Do you think I made the wrong choice, being in Slytherin? My dear boy, I don't think you made a choice at all. I think the hat placed you where you needed to be. And watching you this year, befriending Muggleborns, defending those weaker than yourself, facing down dark wizards with cunning and bravery, I believe you're exactly where you belong. Even though Slytherin has produced dark wizards, every house has produced dark wizards, Harry. Slytherin simply has an unfair reputation. Perhaps you're the one to change that. It's a heavy responsibility. But Harry nods. The end-of-year feast happens. Slytherin wins the House Cup, because of course they do. Harry, Theodore, Draco, and even Hermione, who got points for cross-house cooperation, earned them enough points. But before he awards the cup, Dumbledore says something interesting. This year has shown us that the qualities that define us are not determined by the colors we wear, but by the choices we make. 10 points to Mr. Potter for proving that Slytherin House can produce heroes just as readily as any other. The Great Hall erupts. Some in cheers, some in confusion, some in outrage. But Harry just smiles. Year 2, the Chamber of Secrets. Summer with the Dursleys is still terrible, but something's different this year. Harry gets letters. From Theodore, who writes about interesting books. From Hermione, who writes about her trip to France. Even from Draco, though his letters are more bragging than actual conversation. And from Ron. Short letters, usually about Quidditch or funny things his brothers did, but they're there. Harry's not as isolated. He has friends now. Real friends. Crosshouse, complicated, but real. Dobby still shows up, still tries to stop Harry from going to Hogwarts, still blocks the barrier at King's Cross. But this time, when Harry and Ron fly the car to Hogwarts and crash into the Homping Willow, Ron's more worried than angry. "Mate, you're going to give me a heart attack. Why is it always you?" Just lucky, I guess. They still get in trouble. Snape still catches them. But Snape's reaction to Harry is different. Potter, what exactly possessed you to think flying a car to Hogwarts was appropriate? The barrier was blocked, sir. We didn't have another way. You could have waited for your parents to come back through, Mr. Weasley. Or sent an owl to the school. Or demonstrated even a modicum of common sense. Snape's angry, but he's not gleeful about punishing Harry. It's disappointed, which somehow feels worse. They get detention. Not expelled, but detention. Lots of it. The heir of Slytherin. When the attacks start, when the Chamber of Secrets has been opened appears on the wall, the entire school looks at Harry. Because he's in Slytherin. And the heir of Slytherin would be in Slytherin. And Harry defeated Voldemort. But also maybe Harry is Voldemort somehow. The rumors spiral. The Gryffindors are suspicious. Even Ron defends Harry but looks uncertain. Hermione stands by him completely, which just makes people think she's been confounded. But the Slytherins? The Slytherins are divided. Some think Harry's the heir and are excited about it. Some think it's ridiculous. Some think he's being framed. Draco's in the excited camp, which causes their biggest fight yet. Potter, is it true? Are you the heir? What? No, Draco, people are getting hurt. But imagine if you were. You could restore Slytherin to its proper glory, get rid of all the mudbloods. Don't. Call them that. But you're the heir of Slytherin. You should care about blood purity. I'm not the heir. And even if I was, I wouldn't use that power to hurt people. Draco looks genuinely confused, like he can't comprehend why Harry wouldn't want to purge Muggleborns from Hogwarts. Then what's the point of being powerful if you don't use it? To protect people, Draco, not hurt them. It's a fundamental difference in worldview, and it drives a wedge between them. Meanwhile, Harry starts hearing the voice, the same basilisk voice. And because he's in Slytherin, when he mentions hearing voices that want to kill, people believe he might be the heir even more. Hermione's the only one who believes him completely. Harry, you're not the heir. You're being targeted or framed or something. We need to figure out what's actually happening. So they investigate. Harry, Hermione, and Theodore. Because Theodore's loyalty to Harry has become genuine friendship at this point. They figure out it's a basilisk. Hermione gets petrified doing research. Theodore finds her petrified body and the note clutched in her hand. And Harry loses it, because Hermione defended him. Hermione believed in him. And now she's stoned because of this monster. When they realize the entrance is in Moaning Myrtle's bathroom, Harry doesn't hesitate. I'm going down there. Ron, who's been distant but still cares. Mate, you can't. Watch me. This thing hurt Hermione. It's coming from the Chamber of Slytherin, which apparently everyone thinks I should have access to. So I'm going to use that and end this. Theodore, I'm coming with you. No. If something happens to me, you need to tell Dumbledore where I went. It's strategic, it's smart, it's very Slytherin. Harry goes into the chamber alone. The chamber and the diary. The chamber is breathtaking and terrible. Giant snake statues, Slytherin's face carved into the walls. And there, at the end, Ginny Weasley's body. Tom Riddle appears from the diary. Harry Potter, at last we meet properly. Tom Riddle, you're the one who's been doing this. Very good. Yes, I've been using young Ginny here to open the chamber, to release the basilisk, to continue Salazar Slytherin's noble work. Murdering Muggleborns isn't noble work. Isn't it purifying the wizarding world? Restoring it to greatness? That's not greatness. That's just being afraid of people who are different than you. Tom's expression hardens. You're in Slytherin, Harry. The Sorting Hat saw that you belong here. Surely you understand the importance of blood purity, of magical heritage. The Hat saw that I'm ambitious and cunning, not that I'm a bigot. There's a difference, is there? Because your precious Slytherin house was founded on those very principles. Maybe, but houses can change. People can choose to be better than their founders. This is the thesis statement of Slytherin Harry. He's not denying Slytherin's dark history. He's choosing to change it. Tom laughs. You think you can change Slytherin? You, a half-blood raised by muggles? I think I already am. The Sorting Hat didn't put me in Slytherin to continue old traditions. It put me here to start new ones. Tom summons the basilisk. Harry, weaponless, has to think fast. Fawkes arrives with the Sorting Hat. Same as canon, but when Harry pulls the sword of Gryffindor from the hat, Tom Riddle laughs. How fitting, the Slytherin who needs Gryffindor's sword to save him. You don't belong in Slytherin at all. I belong in both. That's what makes me different from you. Harry fights the basilisk, gets stabbed by the fang, uses that same fang to destroy the diary. Tom Riddle screams and dissolves. Ginny wakes up, Fawkes heals Harry. They emerge from the chamber, Harry holding the sword, Ginny sobbing apologies. Dumbledore's there. So is Lucius Malfoy, who'd come to complain about something. His face when he sees Harry with the sword of Gryffindor, having just saved Arthur Weasley's daughter and destroyed Voldemort's memory, is priceless. The aftermath of the chamber, Hermione's unpetrified. The other victims are restored. And Harry's story spreads. The Slytherin who saved a Weasley. The heir of Slytherin who wasn't actually the heir, but went into the chamber anyway to stop the real threat. The boy who pulled Gryffindor's sword while being sorted into Slytherin. The entire school doesn't know what to make of him. The Slytherins are divided. Some respect Harry for his cunning and bravery. Some think he's a traitor to Slytherin values. Some don't care and just want the attacks to stop. Draco's worldview is shaken. Because his father gave Ginny the diary, his father released the basilisk. His father is responsible for all of this, and Harry stopped it. Potter, I didn't know. About my father. Yeah, well, now you do. Does this mean we're not friends anymore? Harry thinks about it. It means you have to decide what kind of person you want to be. Your father makes his choices. You make yours. It's the most mature thing an 11-year-old has ever said. Draco nods slowly. I'll think about it. At the end-of-year feast, Dumbledore makes a speech about courage coming in many forms, and how true Slytherin cunning is knowing when to set aside old prejudices for the greater good. Slytherin wins the House Cup again. Harry's contribution was significant, but more importantly, Harry's changed the narrative. Slytherin doesn't just produce dark wizards, it can produce heroes too. Year 3. The Prisoner of Azkaban. Summer passes. Aunt March still insults Harry's parents. Harry still blows her up. The night bus still takes him to Diagon Alley, but when Harry sees Sirius Black's wanted poster, something in him stirs. Because he's learned more about his parents' history now, and he knows Sirius was his father's best friend. And Sirius was in Slytherin for a while? No, wait, that's wrong. Sirius was Gryffindor, the black sheep of a Slytherin family. But still, the idea that someone his father trusted is now trying to kill him, it hurts differently. The Dementors board the train, same as canon. Harry reacts worse because of his trauma. But this time, when he wakes up, Professor Lupin's there, and so is Theodore, who stayed while others ran. You all right, Harry? Define all right. Lupin gives him chocolate. Eat this. It helps. Harry notices Lupin looking at him oddly. Professor? Sorry. You look very much like your father, but you have your mother's eyes. I get that a lot. Throughout the year, Harry notices Lupin watching him. Not suspiciously, but curiously. Like he's trying to figure out how James Potter's son ended up in Slytherin. Finally, Harry asks, Professor, did you know my parents well? Very well. Your father and I were best friends at school. Even though he was Gryffindor and you were, what, Gryffindor too? Yes, your father, your mother, Sirius Black, and Peter Pettigrew, we were all Gryffindor. We called ourselves the Marauders. And now Sirius Black is trying to kill me. Lupin's expression darkens. Harry, there's something you should know about that night. But he stops, because telling Harry about the secret keeper swap, about Pettigrew, about the truth, that's not his place. Never mind, just be careful. And know that whatever house you're in, your parents would be proud of you. The Patronus and the Boggart in defense against the dark arts. Lupin teaches them about Boggarts. When it's Harry's turn, the Boggart turns into a Dementor. The entire class gasps. because nobody expected Harry Potter's greatest fear to be so tangible. Harry tries to fight it, tries to think of a happy memory. But all his memories with his parents are made up, imagined. His real happy memories are recent, friends, Quidditch, moments of belonging. He thinks of the troll fight, of Ron calling out chess moves, of Hermione's hug after she was unpetrified. Expecto Patronum. A silver mist emerges. Not a full Patronus, but something. Lupin steps in, finishes the boggart. Later he pulls Harry aside. "Harry, would you like private lessons? Learning the Patronus charm could help against Dementors." "Why would you do that for me?" "Because your father was my best friend, and because you remind me that good people can come from any house." So Harry learns the Patronus. It's hard. His happy memories are all tied up in complicated emotions. But eventually, he thinks of a memory, his sorting, not the hat's decision, but the moment after. Walking to the Slytherin table, scared and uncertain, and someone making room for him. Being accepted despite everything. Expecto Patronum. A silver stag erupts from his wand. Lupin stares. That's your father's animagus form." "My father was an animagus?" "A stag. We all were. He, Sirius, and Peter. We called ourselves Moony, Wormtail, Padfoot, and Prongs. And you were Moony because you're a werewolf." Lupin freezes. "How did you—" "Your boggart was the full moon. You disappear once a month. You look sick around the full moon." It wasn't hard to figure out. Lupin looks at Harry with new respect. "Have you told anyone?" "No, it's your secret to tell. Very Slytherin of you. I'm learning the truth about Sirius." The year progresses. Buckbeak still attacks Draco, because Draco's still an idiot around dangerous creatures. Hagrid still faces losing Buckbeak, and then Peter Pettigrew is found. It happens differently, because in this timeline, Harry's been taught to investigate, to gather evidence, to think before acting. When Hermione gets her time turner, Harry notices, and Harry, being strategic, realizes this is an incredible tool that's being wasted on taking extra classes. "Hermione, do you realize what you could do with that? Take arithmancy and Muggle studies at the same time? Or solve mysteries, gather evidence, see things from multiple angles?" Hermione looks horrified. "Harry, this is for academics, not espionage." "Is it though? Is it really?" When they realize Sirius is innocent, when they figure out Pettigrew is alive, Harry doesn't rush in. He plans. "Okay, we need proof. We need witnesses. We need to do this right so Sirius actually gets cleared." They use the time turner to gather evidence. They witness Pettigrew's capture multiple times from different angles. They ensure multiple professors are present when the truth comes out. And when Pettigrew transforms in front of Dumbledore, Snape, Lupin, and McGonagall, when the truth about that night is revealed, it's undeniable. Sirius is cleared, Pettigrew is arrested, and Harry gets his godfather back. Sirius and the Slytherin son, later, in the hospital wing. After everything's settled, Sirius comes to see Harry. "Hey kid Sirius, you know your dad and I had a bet when you were born. He bet you'd be in Gryffindor like him. I bet you'd be in Slytherin just to be contrary." "You bet I'd be in Slytherin? Well, my entire family was in Slytherin. I was the black sheep in Gryffindor. I figured you might be the reverse. Are you disappointed?" Sirius looks shocked. "Disappointed? Harry, you saved Hermione from a troll. You fought a basilisk. You just orchestrated this entire takedown using a time turner and strategic thinking that would make a chess master weep. Why would I be disappointed? Because I'm in the house that produced Voldemort, and most Death Eaters. And I'm supposed to be different. You are different. You're proving that Slytherin can produce good people. That's harder than being good in Gryffindor, where everyone expects it. You're changing minds, Harry. That takes real courage. It's what Harry needed to hear. That he's not betraying his parents' memory by being in Slytherin. That he's honoring it by being himself. Can I come live with you when you get a house? Kid, I was hoping you'd ask. Year 4, the Triwizard Tournament. Harry's summer with Sirius is the best summer of his life. They're still figuring each other out, but it's good. Remus visits often. Harry learns about his parents, about the Marauders, about who they really were, and then the Quidditch World Cup happens. The Dark Mark appears. Terror spreads. Harry notices something. The Death Eaters at the World Cup specifically avoid him. They recognize him, recognize his scar, and they avoid him, because he's in Slytherin, and they don't know what that means. Is he a sympathizer? Is he being groomed? Or is he their enemy? The uncertainty protects him. At Hogwarts, the Triwizard Tournament is announced. Harry has no interest in entering. He's learned enough about avoiding unnecessary danger.